Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the 8-Bit Retro Refix. And on this episode, we're going to be taking a look at the unmodable, unhackable Xbox 360E Winchester motherboard and see what we can actually do. We've got lots of coming up, lots of other stuff, Amiga stuff. I've got Atari stuff, I've got Spectrum stuff, I've got Amiga stuff to be doing. We've got lots and lots coming up, guys. So if you enjoy this kind of content, hit the subscribe and the notification bell for all up and coming content. And on that note, let's have a look at this Winchester board. Let's get on with it. So, this is the Xbox 360E unmodable, unhackable Xbox 360. The reason being, apparently, that the post and the latch has been disabled on it, so it makes it impossible to JTAG it, or RGH. I can't JTAG these days on these ones, but you could RGH up to a certain build date, and I believe that's August 2014. And you have a look on ours here, 17th of the 11th 14, which should make this a Winchester motherboard. I have opened it, I do know it's a Winchester. I want to open it to show you guys around it and see if they can do anything. We'll just get the buzz on the meter and let's see if we can find something that we could go off. But I don't know. So let's strip it down and let's have a look, see what's going on with it. I don't think for a minute that we're going to be able to do it. There's so much online they say no, 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 no. But I just wanted to break into it and have a look and have a go anyway. This thing cost me literally £2 off eBay. So I'm not bothered if I break it. I'd like not to, but I'm not bothered if it breaks. So that's what I'm going to do now. So yeah, I'm going to break into a Moncharge for strip down. So we're down to the motherboard now. We can see that it's a 16 megabyte Nand. We have got the points up there to be able to solder to for us Nand reader. I don't know yet if this needs a post-fix adapter, because we need to take this off. So I'm going to pop this off now and clean off the thermal paste that I put on there previously, and we'll take a look at it properly. The screwdriver. Push in and turn. Keep turning and I'll go. Be careful you don't scratch the board. See? That comes up there like that. And we take it off. Okay, so that's cleaned off now. So I'm just going to move the camera so you can take a look at this Winchester board. First thing that I'm seeing is, whether you can see there or not, second pin down. Let's see if you can take a look at that. So what we're looking at here are these traces that come up here. So if you can see them little dots at the side, so it's this side, lower side, second one up, there is no trace up there. So that would mean normally that you would have to use a post-fix adapter, but they moved the post pin into the die. I believe this also moved other things into the die as well. So we're going to have another look and another deeper look and see if we can find anything at all. Don't think we're going to do, but let's see if we can. I'm also going to put the Nand X on and see whether we can actually dump the Nand as well. So we'll keep that for the future as well. I also was looking online that to confirm properly that it's a Winchester, if you can see there's a resistor. All the other boards, all the other Chrono boards do not have that resistor. This is the only board that has that resistor in place. So that's another pointer that it's a Winchester board without taking the heat shield off. Also, if you look down the side of the console, if you see that capacitor further to the right, again, that is another indicator that it's a Winchester board. So can we do anything with this? Right. I'm just going to take a quick look and then I'm going to come back to you straight away. So this is the normal Corona boards. So you can see when you go down to the bottom left there, you've got post 1. That's where it goes on to where we don't have the traces on the other side of the board. So that wire going up to there is not going to connect. So I'm just going to have a look under the microscope now and let's see whether the SMC post 1 and the SMC PLL points are still there at the top of that board, and that we can still do that one right down at the bottom, the PLL. So the only thing that we should be missing really is the post 1 link. So let's take a look at that under the microscope. Right, so we're under the microscope now, and this first point for the SMC post 1 I can see, which is right there. It's been nice of them to be able to stick a circle around it for us to show us. So you can pick up on that one for the post 1. The SMC PLL post point is that one there. So we've got them 2 points. So the other point that we want is the one that you scrape off near the resistor array. So let's take a look down there and see if that's there. So this is what we're looking for. We're looking for that point there. As you can see, it's right next to the bank that we do the post wire onto, that we're not going to because there's no trace on the other side. So just to the right hand side you can see C5R35 and that row of resistors there. So let's have a look on the board itself. So as you can see, I mean, it's a little bit of a different angle to what we were looking at, but that row of resistors over here is completely different. And there was the FT5R17 that was written across here, and then we just come straight across over here to a point round here which gave you this C5R35, which is not there. But we're looking at the other picture, we can see what looks like a trace that goes up to one of these up here. So I'm wondering whether that pickup point comes up to one of these here. A bit difficult for me to be able to show you guys because it's really hard to get this under the scope to be able to show you properly. But we'll go back to that other picture afterwards and we'll see what's what, because I need to have a look at it deeper. But you can see these traces, they seem to be coming from here. I don't know where they go, but there's a couple just there. If we can see where that one comes from over here and which pin it goes to, well, if that one there, which it looks like the F13 bottom there, so looking at the other Corona picture, we've got one that comes up here to the missing point and comes through to here. So I'm wondering whether I could pick that point up from there. I know there's no wire going from over here to here, but I'm wondering if I can pick up from it from there. Just make me wonder, because there is no labelling of them resistors around that bank. Look. Let's try and scope it in a little bit more. So what the number we were looking for near that capacitor was C5R35. So we might not have it. We might not have it at all. So I'm just having a look round, see if we can see. We might have changed the name of it, but I don't think it's going to be on that bank of that resistors network there. Yeah, it's not around there, is it? So let's go back up there. So potentially, that could be it. Just that one there with nothing going to it. That could, right easy, just be it. I need to have a look at some pictures online and have a look at the Corona board and see if that wire does actually run up to that point that we was looking at up here. And if it does, then that line's being taken away too, which could be your latch. Interesting stuff. So let me just have a look online and see if I can get some better pictures of that one. So okay, what we can see here is on the top one where you can see post and PLL. They're the 2 points that we no longer have anymore. As you can see on the scope, which should be when I get my pen, over this way over here, it's nothing there, look. But I'm wondering whether that's it. I'm really wondering if that's it and we're just missing a post point. The only way I'm going to be able to do that is if I pull out a different Corona board, and where PLL is, down there, up there where I've soldered it on, put your multimeter on there and start pinning around the area to see whether you can find something else. It does look like the numbers have changed as well, so the C5R35 point in between the 3 and the 5, that is the point that we'll pick up on. All the numbers have altered as well, and all the resistor array is changed as well. So we're going to have a look, see if we can find another PLL point around the board, and we're going to have a look, see where we can find the other post 1 point as well. Obviously that's post 1 point is going to be for the pickup for the CPU, but what I'm going to do again with the other Corona board is put a multimeter on there on buzz. We're going to go around the board and have a look and see whether I can actually find another post point somewhere else on the board. I do know that there's about 8 stages of the post, so I don't know whether we're bypassing all the 8 stages or not, but I think that's the only good way that we're going to do it, to be able to try and find a point there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to install the Nand wires and dump the Nand from this Winchester board. So those of you that don't know, that's tried doing a Corona before and can't read it, if you see that trace there that we pick up off the blue and the green wires for the Nand reader, them trace lines come down here, look, and they stop. That one splits off and goes to that little point there. That one comes down and splits off and goes to that little point there, but it doesn't come to these others. So these 2 little points here, we have to solder a bridge over them. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So let's go over there, just put some flux on there. Just put some on them top wires as well. Well, when I tip, I may as well. So the points that I was talking about is, where's my little pen? Screwdriver gone. I was mentioning one time that these lines come down here to here. Well, as actual pickups is that one and that one for the Nand reader, which is joined up by these 2 resistors. These is your read-write to be able to get to the Nand and read and write it. So what I'm going to do is use my microfiber pen and clean these points up, so we can solder to them. Right, okay. So that's not coming off there very easily. So what I'm going to do is get a resistor leg. So that didn't help. I put it on, I snipped it, and I tried to wiggle it, and it fetched the pad off. But not all's failed, because if you look there, that trace line comes down there, and comes around there, and comes to that little wire there. So we can scrape that little wire off, and we can sort of bridge it up to there. So we can patch a wire in there, that's not a problem at all, because that wire just comes straight down there, and comes across there to that little wire. So if I blob it all up there, it should be good, and then we can put a bridge in there. But I'm going to take you off camera to do that, because it is very, very tiny, and it is very, very difficult. Right, so as you can see over here, where I put the wire in, that goes to that point on there, that goes to the other point, and that goes up to that trace up there to there. It did pull both pads off, so you've got to be very, very careful when you're doing that. Make sure you don't use a resistor leg, it's too fat. What I use is a little bit of K&R wire here. This is really, really thin gauge K&R wire. So I've had to do that to patch it up. Hopefully we've got it on there as well. Which I'm going to get multimeter out now and just test that point there to the wire. And we'll see if we've got connectivity from here. And if we have, all good. These are the two, this is the blue and the green wires for the Nand reader. So they're in. We've got the other wires in there. Doesn't look particularly pretty. Doesn't need to look pretty because it's going to come back out again anyway. So that's not an issue at all. So what I want to just test now is see whether we've got that wire correct or not. So I'm just going to get my multimeter, stick it on continuity mode. So we should be able to just buzz out that now. So if I come down here up to these, so I'm going to try and touch here and touch up here, and we have. I don't know. I don't think we have, so I need to do a little bit more work there. So we've done that bit. Let's see if I can get it now. Put that on there. We're not touching the other one. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, we're away from that, so it's joined that point there. We've already got that one, so that's fine. It's a bit wiggly on there, doesn't it? I think we've got it anyway. So let's plug in the Nand reader and see whether we can dump that Nand. Right, okay, so we've got her all plugged in. We can see his Nand's picked up there. We're all up to date and plugged in and powered up. It's not switched on because you'll blob your Nand reader if you do. We're all wired up. Can we read it? Ooh, we're reading. We're dumping. So I'll come back to you after we've done the two Nand dumps. Oh, we've got error reading in a block. See what happens at the end though, because it may just patch it. Or I might not have got the wires correct on that. So I might have to do a bit more work on that read-write wires. And it could be that. So it looks like we're finished. All his Nands are the same. What's it said? Remapping bad blocks. So the bad blocks that we've found, so it remapped them, and it's remapped that one, and the Nands are the same now. So there you go. We have actually got a dumped Nand from the Winchester board. For some reason, look up there, I can't select any of these. It won't let me do anything up there. Glitch 2M, still can't select anything over there, so it won't let me do anything at all with that. Normally I can select it, but it doesn't look like I can. Yeah, so it looks like the software is not set up for doing Winchesters, so unfortunately we can't do that. We can do a glitch 2, which we could put a chip in it if we had to. So yeah, that's as far as I can get at the moment without pulling down another Chrono board. I have got one, another Chrono board's kicking around somewhere, so I'm going to have to pull that out and trace find, see if we can find these other points to go to. I don't think we're ever going to find it. End of the day, it's been 11 years or something like that. 2014 August, so we're in August now, 14. It's 10 years ago since these boards were built, and nobody at all has ever done an RGH on a Winchester board. So I'm going to have a look to see if I can find them other points, and I'll do a follow-up video if I do find them points. If you've got any tips or anything for me, please drop them in the comments. I'm going to have another look at that reading of the bad blocks and see if I can cure that, but I think it's just what it is. But it's patched them. We've got as Nands for it just in case we ever need to reflash it for the future, so I don't need to do all that again. I can just do the RGH3 when it finally comes out, or if I find them points. So as you can see, we're all built back up, we're all built back together. It is running again, as you can see. We've not upset it, we've not disturbed it, it's perfectly fine. I did go back over my soldering. I did check the Nand wires as well, because one of them were quite loose, it just didn't quite grip properly, and I rerun it through the J runner with extras, and it came still up with the same bad blocks, the bad blocks that were at D2, D3, D4, D5. So it came back through exactly the same after I'd resoldered everything again, just to be 100% sure that I got everything as well. So if you know, like I said, if you know any reason why that's coming up with them bad blocks, you can let me know. If you have been into these Winchester boards before, and you have got somewhere with them, I'd really like to know. And it is a long time. Everything I read up on it, it's all talking about 2015, 16, etc. and stuff like that. So we are a lot of years down the line now. I know it's pointless trying to get the Winchester to work, because you could just go and get out another Chrono, one that's not a Winchester. There's plenty out there to do. So I think that's why it's been given up on. But if you guys are out there and you are playing with these Winchesters and you are trying, please get in touch. I'd love to hear from you and see how far you've got. Maybe we can converse and work on it together and try and get an RGH out of one of these. But I think it's going to be very, very slim, no pun intended, to be able to do this. So there you go. Now you know why it can't be done. The PLL and the post points are not there. We need to be having a look to see if we can find alternate points. I did say in the video, we're going to pull out another Chrono and just sort of pulls out and see if I can find another point somewhere on the board. I do know that the post has 8 stages, so I don't know whether I'm going to find a lower stage or not, or something like that. But if you want me to continue and dig into it and have a look at it and see if we can find something and see if we can get it RGH'd, please let me know. And also, if you are into Xboxes 360s and you've been playing around with these Winchesters and you have found something, again, drop me a comment, let me know what you've found. It will be great to be able to find out, finally RGH one of these Xbox 360Es. Yeah, okay, fair enough, they're from 10 years ago now. You can buy a Trinity, you can buy another Chrono and do them ones, but these Winchesters are the last of it. That was Microsoft's last laugh, if you like, before they stopped making the consoles. Check in the description, you'll find all my contact details. You'll find my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon. You can contact me through them. If you want an RGH doing yourself, you want me to do it for you, or you want to buy an RGH console off me, you're more than welcome to. So yeah, also check the description, you'll find a YouTube Retro Repairers group with Captain Commodore, Retro4U, Josip Retro Bits, etc. We do live streams at the end of every month. I think it's on my channel this time. It was going to be Neil's, but he's away. So yeah, check out on the 25th, I think, at 7 o'clock, and we'll have a live stream with them guys on to have a good chat about things. So if you enjoyed this episode, do me a favour, hit the subscribe, hit the thumbs up, hit the notification bell for all up and coming videos, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye!